Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Critical Podcast. My name is Jimmy Good, and I'm your host, and joining me this week are my go-to podcast compadres, Mr. Levi Fletcher.
Ew.
And Mr. Joe Lever.
Ayo.
Ayo! We're all doing an Ayo. Ayo.
Ayo.
Hi, hello. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is I shouldn't say gaming podcast. It's a movie podcast. It's a pop culture podcast. But this week, we're going to start off with a little game because we're just going to hop right into it. We're going to do a little Would You Rather video game style. Play along at home. And then actually, you want to comment down below and tell us which ones would you rather. So, boys, let's start off with this one. I'm looking this up, and I couldn't find like a really good one until I found this. This is one that I really enjoy. So, would you rather be able to inhale anybody and take their abilities / knowledge like Kirby, or would you rather be able to capture people to use at your discretion like a Pokemon trainer?
Jesus Christ.
Because I think both are hilarious. I think the first one's way more terrifying. But
Well, slavery is not legal.
I know, but like to use it, so it's not slavery.
Well, neither is murder.
I know.
Depends on the murder.
Oh my God.
I do
I'll
like
take
the
I'll take the Kirby power.
You take the Kirby power, like, so you're just gonna inhale people?
Yeah. I'm just hearing that noise, the vacuum noise.
Jimmy, how about yourself?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. If I was the Kirby power, I'm trying to think of like who would I go for? Because like
Anybody you dislike.
or somebody you really like. Like, what if you wanted to just inhale like a movie star, and then you just had like all their charisma and like their like their power.
It really sounds horrible. I mean,
Yeah, or like a professional athlete, or like a really, really, really good rocket scientist, or like a mathematician or something.
yeah, I mean the Kirby power, legit.
The Kirby power is good. There's also a part of me that would love to have my own dream team of people that I just have on my belt that I could call out at any time. I'm just like go down.
I need this fixed.
Yeah, exactly. Go mechanic. Mechanic's like, I haven't seen my family for 3 weeks. I'd be like, fix my car. Like
You'd have the whole YMCA, the townspeople or whatever, carpenter, policeman.
I totally would. Yeah, that being said, though, I think there's something to. I guess I take the Kirby power. It's kind of sick, but that's what I like. Joe, how about you? What would you take?
Yeah, same. Very sick, but it could come in handy.
Yeah.
There's
All
a
right.
team of people at your disposal.
Yeah,
I
that you don't have to call out. You just have it. Next one. Would you rather be in your favorite game but have to kill your favorite character, or be your least favorite character in your favorite game? So pick your favorite character in your favorite game and you have to kill them all the time, or you just have to be like the least favorite character and you don't have to kill them.
The first one.
Yeah, I feel like the first one too.
I'd rather be my favorite character.
You'd be in your
favorite game, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be in your favorite game. So it'd be like you'd be in World of Warcraft, Levi, but you might like kill Thrall or whatever.
Yeah.
Joe, how about you?
Let me twist the stash a little bit and think this one over.
Speaking of World of Warcraft,
Mhm.
I already warned Doug. I was like, just so you know, no joke, August 20 whatever. Relationship's over.
Yeah.
Ooh, shoot. In my favorite game, but kill my favorite character. Yeah, that for sure.
That for sure.
Yeah.
What would be? I want to hear your favorite.
Call of Duty Blackout. Everybody dies.
Everyone's my favorite character, and I shoot them all. Yeah.
Win streak.
Sure. Levi, was I right with World of Warcraft? Would that be your favorite?
Yeah. I'd say, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Seniority is my favorite game, I guess.
Sure.
I have other ones that are close to my heart, but it'll
Sure. I
work.
was trying to think what it would be like for me. It would be like, I don't even know.
I don't know. I don't know what my favorite game would be where I have to kill my favorite character. I'm trying to think of something that applies.
Like one of my favorite games is Pokemon Snap. Does that mean I have to like snap Todd Snap's head, like or something? Like he's not my favorite character though. Like that would be really dark.
You gotta. Oh no, you gotta snap a.
That's
You gotta snap an Arcanine's.
Oh my god!
Sorry.
No!
You gotta run up behind it and just.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. Nope. I'd rather be my least favorite character. I'd rather be freaking Professor Oak just going, hello. Like, like,
Snap. Did you say you would snap, snap, snack?
yeah, Todd snaps. Yeah, snap, snap, snack.
I can't.
You're welcome.
You know what? Let's get a fighting game with like Todd Snap. He's like a playable character.
Okay, I think I know the answer to this one, but we'll do the first version of it, then we'll do the second. Would you rather play for just like an entire day Super Smash Brothers or Mario Kart?
Smash.
Joe?
With a large group,
Could be.
Mario Kart.
Okay, yeah, I figured. I'd probably pick Smash. I was gonna ask the follow-up as to like which one would you rather be trapped in. I think like there's like a romantic idea of being like a fighter in Smash, but if you got to just drive around like crazy for a whole day, like and not get punched in the face, like would be pretty good.
Trapped in?
Yeah, you have to be trapped in Mario Kart.
You know, one thing about Smash, like Mario Kart with a group of people having a good time can be fun. And it's like, oh, you hit me with a shell. Yeah. But Smash, I feel like, has more of a, it gets a little more intense, and there's, the variance from game to game with your selections is fun too. So maybe I'm gonna change my interest. Yeah, Smash.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
So,
I've never even played it, but
would you rather be trapped in that though too, like fighting?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at me. Yeah.
I'm looking.
I'd rather be trapped in a fighting wet realm. Yeah.
Sure. I just thought you'd like to drive around all day. Levi, what do you think? Is that you still feeling that same way if you had to be trapped in one?
Trapped in Smash or Mario Kart?
For a day, yeah, and you had to play it.
Oh, I'll go with Mario Kart then. Yeah. If I had to be trapped in it.
Okay. I'm gonna throw in a curveball here, everybody. Would you rather have a finger as a tongue or have tongues as fingers?
And we're moving on.
Hold on. Say it again.
Would you rather have a finger as a tongue or have tongues as fingers? So
Just gonna take this drill and get that out of my
trying to so you'd have one finger coming out of your mouth, or would you have a bunch?
Yeah, it'd just be the one, and I feel like that one's the lesser of the two evils because you could like hide that and it wouldn't be a thing.
My fingers or tongues. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just cut my fingers off and they call me Nubs the rest of my life.
Oh God! But you taste it as it happened. That's the problem. You taste that knife. So we're all going to Levi.
No.
Oh
No.
Okay.
Tongues as fingers for sure, and keep my tongue in my mouth, right?
Okay.
Right? No, or was it the other? Yeah, right? Yeah, and then I just cut the tongues off my hands. They call me Nubs.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah, taste that cold steel.
That
was great.
Which one's better, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 or Call of Duty Black Ops? Would you rather play? I guess.
Oh, Modern Warfare 2.
Ooh.
I was like, this is gonna stump Joe.
Yeah, no. I mean, Modern Warfare 2 was my introduction to the damn game, and I loved it. But Black Ops 1 was a classic, will always be on the top of the pedestal for me. And I just like Black Ops. Black Ops 4 has been amazing. Love it.
Okay. All right, last one. Would you rather have to be Mario's sidekick or Sonic's sidekick?
Who?
Mario's sidekick or Sonic's sidekick?
Oh, Mario.
Why Mario?
Because I want nothing to do with Sonic's universe right now.
That's not Sonic's fault. They delayed that movie.
Sonic.
Oh, why Sonic?
Something about rolling fast like a bat out of hell sounds great.
Okay.
Probably not good for my migraine situation, but
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I would definitely chuck buckets if I was Sonic's sidekick. Like if I had to roll around next to him.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'd have vomit everywhere. I guess Mario. I guess I'm trying to think of like Luigi and Tails, like who gets a better rep. Even though Luigi's his own kind of guy, but yeah, there we go. Those are all the would you rather's, and a special bonus one in there. Did you know which one was not like the others? Let me know at home. Yeah, you can just comment down below and let us know. All right. Everybody, we're moving on, though. We're not doing Would You Rathers anymore. We're going to talk a little bit about this tiny little show that's coming up here called E3, or the Electronic Entertainment Expo. Yes, it's that time of year when all the companies, or most of them, show up and talk about the games and the consoles that they'll be bringing to the table. We wanted to briefly kind of go over some predictions we have here today, or maybe just kind of talk about what we're hopeful to see, because that's kind of what E3 is all about. Dreaming big, because you just never know what's going to show up. The one thing I can tell you for sure that's not going to show up is Sony. Sony's not showing up. They're like, nope, we're not showing up at all.
People who don't know, they're like, shut up, Jimmy. Stop joking around.
Yeah, I know. Playing with emotions. It'd be great if they had like a surprise press conference, but I just don't think that's happening. Yeah, also in kind of a related note, it sounds like we're definitely going to get our first look at the Marvel's Avengers, that game we've been waiting for a heck of a long time, with Square Enix's little kind of direct video press conference-y type thing. So
is it going to be accurate to like the movies, like their likenesses, or is it going to be their own deal?
I don't know. I don't know if that's the case, because I think what they're doing with the games is they're doing it completely separate from the movies. That's what it sounds like. And also,
no story or anything tying in.
Yeah, and from the description that's been floating around now that they released about the game, apparently it is very, very, very much it sounds a lot like Destiny. Like you could put it on the back of Destiny or Monster Hunter World or even Ghost Recon nowadays, and it's like, oh, you can play by yourself, or you can play with a group of people, like a continuous single player experience. You get to like craft your heroes and make them stronger or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, so
it's almost like you're not picking like you're not Captain America for the whole thing. You're your own.
I don't know. That's the thing.
Oh, that could be cool. Like if you were your own hero.
We won't find out until 2029. So I mean...
Well, so they're gonna reveal it apparently like next week or whatever. But a lot of rumors have gone around saying like, okay, so you like make your own character and you try to reassemble the Avengers. That to me is kind of dumb. I hope that's not the case, because I hate when they try to make a new superhero for a game, because like that character usually has absolutely no personality.
X-Men. No.
I don't know what the purview is for that, and I think they're gonna
remember that.
What? Oh yeah, that X-Men game.
Yes, that X-Men game where you like you could like get a different couple like you could get different powers, and then it like, oh fuck, what was that called?
I'm gonna look it up quick. Yeah, I'll look it up. It was not received super well.
Not at all.
I'm never gonna find it. You might find it faster than I will. But anyway,
Destiny. X-Men Destiny.
It was called X-Men Destiny. Oh my god. All right. What a bad name. But I'm still hoping it's kind of like what we talked about, where it's you get to like maybe in the beginning they're like, hey, pick one of them, and that one has to go and get everybody else. So it's like you pick Captain America and you try to like reassemble, like you have to go and get Iron Man and get Hulk or whatever else, and then you get to kind of craft them. I feel like certain heroes allow for more customization. So like Iron Man and Doctor Strange, you could like get different tech or spells respectively. But with like the Hulk, I don't really know how you'd like spec him out differently. You'd be like, he's gonna smash harder, or like I'm gonna focus on shockwaves, or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that's more the case, because like that is more interesting to me. And I'm still hoping it's like third person perspective fighting style like Anthem. Like I still think Anthem, that the combat is cool. Like just take that idea of like these big open battlefields and like have people kind of crashing and smashing. Like that to me is really attractive. But if it's going to be Destiny, like there's probably levels involved, there's skill trees involved, right? Like it's again,
sounds interesting, man.
Yeah,
the thing is, I don't really even want to I don't want to know anything about this game. I don't want to see anything about this game until like there's some tangible future. Like I'm so sick of waiting for the next Final Fantasy or the next fucking remake or.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I'm hopeful that they'll at least give us a tease of a time window for this. Like, I don't know if they've also announced that too, but I'm hoping that if they're going to show us enough of the game, they'll be able to say like, hey, it's coming, quarter two of 2020 or something, so we could just
give me a year. Yeah, like
just anything, right? It's like but yeah, I'm really excited about it because I look at like the last big Marvel game like that, and that was Spider-Man, and I think that one was just like knocked out of the park, and I'm just really knocked out of the Peter Parker. I'm so sorry.
Levi has disconnected from the chat.
Somebody stop me! Somebody stop me! Yeah, so I'm hopeful for it, and they do say it's up to 4-player co-op, but you can play the game by yourself, so that's attractive to me as well because like that way I can play with you guys, or I can like do stuff alone and not feel like there's a problem. Or I don't know if they're gonna have AI companions. That might be kind of stupid if like your Thor is like a dummy and just kind of follows you around. But yeah, I'm hopeful for it. I'm very hopeful for it. Anyway, E3 predictions. I'm gonna start here with Xbox. Microsoft's gonna come out, and I think we're gonna see like a ton of new games. I really, 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 really hope, and I'm thinking that they're gonna start talking about the new Fable. For people who aren't familiar, yep. So Fable is this long-running Microsoft franchise. It was in the past a third-person action-adventure RPG where you got to kind of, depending on your actions, became good or evil, and you had a bunch of spells, like weapons and stuff. It was a really cool game. It was like kind of one of the things for me that put like Xbox on my radar because it was a Microsoft exclusive. And for a while, they haven't really known what to do with Fable. But ever since we've had God of War kind of do really well, Horizon Zero Dawn, even Spider-Man, single-player games that, have an emphasis on just pure quality over anything else. No, like, oh, let's do microtransactions. No, let's do like, 4-player co-op. Let's do all this multiplayer stuff. It's like, no, it's just a really, really, really good game, and they sell really well. I'm thinking Fable's going to show up here. I think they want to have an answer to God of War and have an attractive thing for their next console. And they can say, hey, we're making Fable 4 or Fable, whatever you want to call it. And that's going to be one of those things that gets a lot of people saying, oh, okay, so Microsoft does have the RPGs, like the things that are exclusive to them, single player storylines that really get people excited. So I think that's what we're going to see. I'm hoping so. I think so. I think that's what the Forza Horizon folks have been working on. Do you guys think I'm crazy? Do you think that's like too insane? Or is that a good idea? Like, Levi, I know you liked Fable.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Do you think it's actually going to show up, or am I nuts?
There might be a teaser. Yeah.
Just a teaser, nothing else?
No, I don't think they have any concrete. I don't think they have anything concrete yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can't wait to be right about this one.
Yeah.
We'll
see. All right, if you're right, I'll be like, ah!
Okay, if I'm right, that means we all win. Okay, so
I actually really liked Fable 1 and 2 and 3. 3 was actually pretty fun.
Yep, I cheated my way through 3 kind of because I just leave my Xbox controller on all day and have it go running around in college. So that way, like, I would just accrue money because at the end of this game, Joe, like, you had to make a choice between like saving a bunch of people, with like limited resources, or like having a ton of them die, like, and you try to like fight this horde or whatever. But if you made enough money, you could basically buy your way out of it. So I bought like every village or every little town and shop that I could. And then I just like was like, oh, you need 6 million gold? Yeah, here you go. Like, I was like, and you can actually swim and bathe in your gold in that game, if I remember correctly. You had like an actual treasure room you could go into and be like, you could see your money piling up. That was pretty cool. It was fun to be the king. I liked being the king. Anyway, Levi, do you have a prediction for us for E3? It doesn't even have to be Microsoft related. It can just be anything, or a hope that you'd like to see.
I'm hoping for like some, concrete release date on Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, they're gonna show a lot of that, I think.
And I'd like to hear when Warcraft 3 Reforged is coming out.
Yeah, do you think
supposed to be coming out this year? So
do you think Blizzard will show that off at E3? Because usually the PC stuff doesn't get as much play. Like they do.
Maybe.
Okay, but they might at the PC. Yeah. Like
they might wait till BlizzCon too, but
yeah, BlizzCon's in such a weird space right now. Yeah, but anyway, between those two things, which would you rather have? Would you rather have like a firm release date on Final Fantasy VII, like the first chunk of it?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay.
Especially when I'm done with God of War, I want something to look forward to.
Yeah, that's true. And there's still kind of that talk going around that like Final Fantasy VII, like they're gonna split it up into like 5 different things, and each one's gonna be like the length of a full game. I wonder if that's really true or not. Like that seems kind of nuts, but from playing the old one, like there's so much to do in that game. So if you make all that super pretty, I guess it would be like a long freaking game. Like,
Yeah, and I mean, not to jump ship, but like maybe Last of Us 2. Did Naughty Dog already say they're not going to show anything this year?
Oh,
Or
that's because Sony's not showing up.
oh, they're not.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's on its way. I think. Did they confirm a release date for it yet? I'm gonna look it up. I've been.
Yeah, so really holding out for Halo Infinite, or
Yeah, I was gonna say that is something that I was hoping Joe was gonna bring up about Halo Infinite. Joe, did you have any thoughts on that before we dive in?
No.
Oh. Joe's like, I don't care.
Not just because I don't want to answer, but just because I don't have much of a feeling on Halo. Halo's fine. It is what it is.
I thought you liked Halo. Halo 5, baby, is fun.
Yeah, we had fun. We had fun. I think, but it doesn't rank super high for me.
Think about like if it were Halo, like Ghost Recon Halo.
No, I'd take Ghost Recon over that any day.
Sure. I just mean like where you have like open world, it's like a couple of buddies in a war.
Is that what it is?
That's not. They haven't confirmed it yet, but that's remember they kind of showed that like trailer where it was like Master Chief holding his helmet. And there was like a bunch of Spartans and like a warthog like driving around like an open area. Like it was just the trailer, but I'm hoping that with the term infinite, like they're trying to do like some sort of open worldy thing, which I know a lot of Halo fans probably right now are like, no, please just do like good, straightforward shooter levels. But I think it could be really interesting. I don't know. Halo feels so good. And I like Halo. I have a soft spot for Halo. And I think they will definitely make that a launch title.
Yeah, Halo's polished. I mean, you can't really.
Well, 343 has done such a good job with it because, like, you think about Bungie being like the people who made this legendary franchise, and then now they're just focused on Destiny, which love it or hate it, still people are playing it. But I feel like 343 with 5 specifically did a good job, and I just want to see what they do if like they kind of are unshackled a little bit more, like just be like,
let them off the chain.
Yeah, let them off that chain. But I really think it's going to be a launch title for the next Xbox, whatever it's going to be called, which. It's not going to be Xbox 2, am I right? Like the Xbox 1 was
they're going to do a quirky name.
I wanted it to be Scorpio, like for Xbox One. They were calling it Project Scorpio. I was like, they should have just called it like the Xbox Scorpio or something. People would have been like, like it's evocative. I don't know, like or evocative, I should say. Like, I don't. Do we want to?
I mean, that's the number one most popular thing right now on that's rumored to like formally release at E3. A lot of people are saying Anaconda is its name.
Yeah, they have like. There's no way they're not going to show this just because they were going to show it anyway. But the fact that Sony backed out, it's almost like Sony's walking away. Nintendo's doing, they'll do their events and they'll do the treehouse and they'll do that sort of thing. But it's almost like the stage just clears open and it's like Microsoft can walk out and have all the eyes and be like, this is the next Xbox. It's discless, and it's going to be a price point of $399.99 or something. Like I just feel like it's going to happen.
I don't think they'll do discless. No.
Well, so here's the thing. There's rumored to be 2 versions. There's a high-powered console version codenamed Anaconda. Or known as Xbox Scarlet. I don't know. There's a couple things floating around, but they're saying that could be the standard high-powered console version, and then there's a cheaper cloud-based version that may be released that you literally stream games from the internet. I know that's been something kind of
sure
on the verge here for a little while. They need to do something that's like whoa,
Yeah.
And I don't know how popular that'll be. I think the lag and stuff for like multiplayer people or streamers is going to be too much, so it's going to be console all the way. But I mean, that's purely going to be the number one thing for E3, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I think, by the way, Scarlet, I think, was their code name for Xbox One X. I think that's what it was for a while. But so Anaconda might be that. But either way, I don't think they probably won't call it Anaconda. It'd be hilarious if you're like, yeah, I'm here to get an Xbox Anaconda for my kid. That'd be still pretty hilarious. But yeah, I think there's no way they're not going to show it. And I think the diet version, like the version you were kind of talking about there, Joe, where it's like streaming only, is to lessen the blow of the price point of like the high powered console.
Yeah.
To be like, well,
for us, say that is what happens. What are we getting?
Oh, I'm getting the console. If I have the money, I'm doing the console one, hands down. Like, I want the one. I want like the best version, because even when I'm playing by myself, I don't want to have to be like, oh, I'm streaming it in any amount of lag. Even when I'm playing alone, I'm like,
yeah, I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. But we have to see, what it's going to be like. But Xbox, I respect the fact that they are doubling down on the whole streaming thing. And before we even started the show today, I was talking about this too. Like, the Games Pass will be there, and for anyone who's getting this new console or just hopping in for the first time, they're going to have a ton of things that they might even get it a month or 3 months free, or even for like that low. It's like $10 a month, but they give you for like $1, if you're trying it out for the first time. It is ridiculous the amount of games you have on there. Like, if you want to play the Tomb Raider games, like, that's a great way to do that. It's just like, just get the Game Pass for a couple of weeks. Yeah, I think that's what Microsoft's going to do. So I'm thinking we're thinking right now the consoles, they're going to show both the consoles off. Halo Infinite to some degree, probably too, running on this new thing, and then I'm still hoping for Fable. Are there any other Xbox games we want? Like, I know Gears of War 5 is on the horizon, and I love Gears, but I'm not like, they'll show Gears. I don't think they'll show anything that will blow people away.
What about more Ghost Recon?
They'll show that at Ubisoft. Like, Ubisoft they'll do a big blowout of stuff.
Yeah, that's not signatory to Sony or Microsoft, right?
No, but in the past, what's happened is they'll show they'll get like some sort of exclusive deal where they'll be like, hey, they'll show you like a 2-minute exclusive clip at the Microsoft press conference. Like, hey, tune into Ubisoft's press conference tomorrow for the 8-minute or more of it, So they'll show a little bit here and a little bit there. The worst is when they show it twice.
Yeah, because I was wondering if they'd be like signatory to Microsoft, like similar to how Call of Duty is right now signed a deal with Sony.
Yeah,
like exclusive content a week earlier.
They could have that though. That I wouldn't be surprised to see anything like that. That stuff always pops up, and it always feels kind of shady. They're like, they're gonna get new maps like a week early, and it's like, yay.
I'm just so surprised that like Sony is allowing Xbox to have this huge platform this year.
I think it's because Sony's moved more towards the direct route, like that Nintendo's been doing, where they show like once in a while they'll pop up with like a little 15-minute video that shows a bunch of stuff, and maybe it just wasn't worth the money, where they're just like. And last time they did it, it was so weird. If you guys remember last year's press conference, they did this whole stupid like.
That's one where they made people move.
Yeah, they made people move. They're like, hey, you're in the church of The Last of Us 2. And they're like, but now we have to go into this different area. And they had that like little, like there's a panel in between. It was so stupid. It was like, how tone deaf are you guys? Like, just show the games. Just like show them. Yeah. Speaking of that, though, even though Sony won't be there, I really want more information on Ghost of Tsushima, which is, Sekiro's out right now, but Ghost of Tsushima a little more, I don't know, I'm going to say like nuanced. I don't think it's going to be as action heavy as Sekiro is. It's way more grounded for the most part in reality. I just want to see that game more just because it's like feudal Japan, looks really pretty, just like killing guys in 2 strokes or whatever. Like, to me as a katana lover, I'm like, oh God, please. And I'd love to see Microsoft do something like that too. Like, just throw us a new IP that we didn't know we wanted, and we're like, oh my gosh, that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
What do we think about
that?
The rumors of Assassin's Creed being Viking focused, though? Do we think we'll see anything about that this year? Because I know they talked about taking like a year off because it worked out really well with Origins, and then they had Odyssey come out the next year. I don't know if we're getting an Assassin's Creed this year, but maybe 2020. But Vikings, Assassin's Creed and Vikings, how do we feel about that?
I think that's a good move. Honestly, I think that there's a love for Vikings out there and Viking culture and mythos. Between like your major characters like Thor, the show Vikings. I think For Honor was a good success. I think the whole Viking vibe. It also kind of melds in with like your Game of Thrones-ish style. I think things of that nature just play well right now. And overall, I just think the Viking, Norse culture and mythos, I think there's a niche there that's larger than people realize. I was never into it per se, but as I got exposed to things like the show Vikings or things of that nature, I was like, oh, this is cool stuff, and kind of badass. And I think for an Assassin's Creed game, it could be really cool, maybe a little bit more brutal. You know?
Levi, what do you think about this?
What?
About the Viking, like, Assassin's Creed, like the next Assassin's Creed being set with Vikings instead?
Oh, no, burn it.
Why burn it?
I don't know. Yeah, that sounds fine. I like Assassin's Creed is just all fucking over the place. So
Yeah, it's changed a lot, and I never think of like Vikings being like assassinating political figures, even though I'm sure it did happen. But I always think of Vikings being so head on, straightforward. So I don't know if you'd play like the Viking who could do that, but he's also like okay, or she skulking around in the bushes, or there's like I can sneak around and stab people.
I mean, I'll tell you, someone who's overplayed the fuck out of Skyrim. I don't need another game with a bunch of Norse
Oh,
stuff.
sure.
You
Yeah,
know?
I get that. But like clearly that game did so well a lot because of that, and they just kept reselling it, and no one has done besides maybe For Honor, like Joe said, there hasn't been a really like a Viking game to that extent. I almost wish they would just not call it Assassin's Creed and just make a sick RPG Viking game, because like to me, take the assassin stuff out of it, make like a pure Assassin's Creed game where I can still kill people in one hit, but then make the Viking RPG where it's like you are fighting people, you know, with a shield and an axe or a sword. Like it could be really cool.
I agree.
And I think Ubisoft, honestly, for me, they're just crushing it right now. Those guys, like those folks, are just they resurrect their games. The games that are going to die, they just resurrect. And apparently, Rainbow Six Siege is going to continue potentially into the next generation of consoles. So that's how much they believe in that game. They're like, we're not going to make a new one. We're just going to keep going with what we've got and add on to it, which I respect. So,
well,
yeah.
It was what, like it was like fourth on the list or third on the list of most streamed or most played game.
It's ridiculous to me, but like if you, Joe, because I know you love Blackout so much, just like take that to the next degree where like the bullets are bullets. You know what I mean? Like you hop around a corner and it's like if you aren't careful, you're just done. Like you just I'm done. But speaking of that too, I looked this up because before Joe, I think even hopped on. I looked up some games that aren't going to be at E3. I can't believe Skull and Bones got pushed to like 2020. I thought Skull and Bones was going to be out like last month. Yeah. I was like, it should be out by now. I don't know if they were like.
Hold on, what is Skull and Bones again?
That's it's the pirate ship.
Sea of Thieves should have been.
Yeah, it's the pirate ships fighting pirate ships.
Yeah. Kind of based off of the same controller style as the boats in Assassin's Creed.
Yes, exactly. It's that same group, I think, out of Singapore who did it, which I gotta say, from Assassin's Creed 3 and 4 and onwards, the ship battles have always been so good. Not so much recently, because like in Odyssey, it was like arrows and stuff because they weren't like highly advanced ships. But man, in Black Flag, playing with making your ship more powerful, so good.
Yeah, I'm super bummed to learn that they redid Assassin's Creed 3 and not 4 for Switch. Like, I'd much rather play Black Flag than play.
They'll do it eventually if they have enough money for it. It wasn't Assassin's Creed, wasn't it like on the edge? So maybe they didn't get it on Switch, but it was on last gen and this gen. That was like the transitional one, right?
Which one?
Assassin's Creed Black Flag, because they did.
Oh yeah, it was like
it was Rogue and Syndicate. I think it was like those two, but then, like 4 was kind of both. Anyway,
yeah, 4 was on like 360, and then 4 came on Xbox One as like a upgraded.
Yeah, like a remaster. Yeah, so that it'll come to Switch eventually. Don't worry. But the fact that they delayed it, does that, to me, guys, like it feels as if like Ubisoft showed that off and people were like, oh cool, so this is like the multiplayer version. Like, so what's the main campaign going to be like? And they were like, oh, there's definitely going to be like a really sweet, cool campaign that everyone will love. I feel like they're like delaying it like this. They're like, all right, let's do like some third person kind of campaign along with this, because if we don't, people are going to be pissed. I'd be like, I'm stuck on my ship the whole time. Like, so I feel like they're reconnoitering. Cuphead did the same thing. People were like, oh, is this the boss rush mode? And they're like, no, this is the game. So they added the run and gun levels. So I feel like Ubisoft is doing, they're like, all right, let's just take our time. I'm still really excited about Skull and Bones. I hope they make it amazing. I just wish we could see some of it, but apparently it's not going to be D3. That's what they say. I don't know. I want to play it. I think it looks cool, and I think it'd be a lot of fun to play with you guys. But it'd also be fun to walk around in third person with you guys in that game. What can I say? I want my cake, and I want to eat it too, and I want to be on a boat while I do it.
I'm on a boat.
Yeah,
I'm okay with just any
back to 2009.
Like any new multiplayer game, I'm just down for.
Sure. Anything else from Ubisoft that you guys want to see? Like, we're gonna see more Ghost Recon Breakpoint stuff for sure. And I think one of the reasons why they pushed back Sea of Thieves, or sorry, oh my God, Skull and Bones is because their games are doing so well, like their games as a service, like Division 2 is doing well, Ghost Recon Wildlands is still doing well, and they're going to transition into Breakpoint, so they don't feel the need to have that multiplayer. Like they've got Rainbow Six still, they've got For Honor. As far as multiplayer games go, they're still crushing it. Like they're doing really well. So I don't think
freaking For Honor's still on the top list. Like it's somewhere in the like top 30, I believe, most played on Microsoft. That's insane.
Yeah,
it's overseas. I think it's really big overseas.
Well, it's just like that allows Ubisoft to have a little breathing room with this like kind of newish IP for Skull and Bones to be like, hey, let's wait and make sure it's really good and addicting. So that's why it's another one of the weapons in our arsenal to be like, hey, if you want to play a Ubisoft game, we've got like 6 or 7 that are ongoing all the time and you can hop into. So I'm saddened that it won't be there, but at the same time, flesh it out. That was my biggest concern. I was like, it's just going to be like a multiplayer ship game and people are going to get really pissed about that. Unless the price point was right, because you can't charge $60 for that anymore. People will get furious. Yeah, Nintendo side. Now, Joe, I know you're not so much a Nintendo guy, but Levi, we both have Switches. Mine's sitting here. It's collecting some dust. What are we gonna get from Nintendo that gets me going like, well, brush that off?
I mean, maybe Nintendo stacked too heavy last year. I mean, they probably weren't expecting Smash to run out of steam as fast as it did. And I don't know if it really did. I'm just not playing it right now. Do you feel like Smash like had the longevity, or?
I feel like Smash for me petered out a little bit because like it took so long to get Joker out, and the whole point for Smash was like, hey, we have this crazy roster. It's insane, but we're also going to add on to it. And I feel like it took too long to get Joker out there, and I still don't know who like the next like characters are. I'm not sure if they've announced it. I have not been paying attention to it.
Yeah, Piranha Plant was kind of disappointing to me. And honestly, like when we play the Switch in our household, we play Mario Party.
Yeah.
So I'd love some more maps from Mario Party than anything because it's a fun party game.
We should stream that. That'd be fun to play. Like Mario Party is
fun, dude.
Yeah, it's dumb fun, and you just get it's so easy to get so frustrated.
Yeah, come on over and we'll play it.
Yeah.
Can't play Zero, so
I was just saying, can't play. I beat it in my mind. Yeah,
you did so well. No, I mean, so Final Fantasy 12 is already out, and I mean, if you're not into that thing, then I don't really know what there is to look forward to. I know that they have talked about Dragon Quest Builders 2. It's on the horizon.
Yep, I know that they said Metroid Prime 4 they won't be talking about this year.
No. Nintendo's at E3.
They'll probably do a direct, and they'll also have like their Treehouse like live thing. I could be wrong about all of this, but that's usually what they've done in the past. Yeah, but you're right, man. Like I think right now, like if I'm Nintendo, what I do, I am teasing Breath of Wild 2. Like
Breath of Wild 2. Wow, that's ballsy.
I am teasing it. Like I'm not showing it. I'm not like showing too much. I'm showing like a little like across a scorched field and putting up like the title and just being like, there you go.
Yeah, some predictions I think are going to be they're going to go more in depth with Dragon Quest Builders 2. They're going to go more in depth with is it A Link to the Past? No, Link's Awakening?
Yeah, Awakening. Yeah, that one.
Link's Awakening, they're going to bring that up. They're going to be bringing up Dragon Quest 11.
Is that one coming to Switch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So is it 11?
Yeah. Did it not come out yet on Switch here?
I don't believe it has.
I know. I think they're going to go. They'll probably double down on their indies too, which has been a big thing for them. Like having a ton of these crazy things you'd never know you wanted, and they'll show like 20 of them.
Fall. Yeah. So they might be talking about Dragon Quest 11 this fall. And then, yeah. I mean, I don't know what else is.
I'm trying to think of like because now that Smash is out, Mario's out, Zelda's out, Donkey Kong. What they do? No, they did. They could start talking about the next Donkey Kong. You know, Tropical Freeze, and they ported that over. I think some of the things they ported over from the Wii U and got such a good response to are the ones that they're going to start making the sequels for, and they'll be like, "Hey, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze 2, like, winter's coming again or something, like that." I don't know. Yeah. I need something else from Nintendo. I'm sorry, Nintendo. I still think Breath of the Wild is one of the greatest games I've probably ever played. And I love Super Smash Brothers. That is like my Nintendo franchise. But it's
release another Zelda with like more I'm down with all the Breath of the Wild stuff, but I want more dungeons too. Like, give people a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think they will next time too. I think they're just playing around with the mechanics of it, so they're kind of like, we're not going to commit to dungeons. I like the little shrines personally, but
the story too, like the story was very like it was very weird how you could literally just fly right to the end and just finish it if you wanted to.
Yeah, it would be very good.
I don't need it to be so linear. I don't need it to be so linear, but I want a little bit more tighter focus.
Sure. Yeah, not so much a bare bones approach. I also want a Ganondorf that actually has more of a personality. I hate when you get to a final boss and it's just like, I'm the creepy thing that has to kill you, and you're like, who's this guy? But that's what I would think they start teasing, or tease like Super Mario Odyssey 2, stuff like that. Like start showing that sort of thing. Another thing I wanted to talk about here. Oh gosh, what was it? Oh yeah. Oh gosh. So this frustrates me. Let me just settle in, everybody. As one of the world's top 15 Darksiders fans, or used to be, apparently they're going to be unveiling a new Darksiders game at E3.
Who is?
The nice folks at THQ Nordic. So
THQ
on what though? On Xbox?
It's gonna be it's gonna be cross-platform. So they're like, it's going in a new direction. It's gonna be a fresh take or whatever. So here. All right, let's talk about this for a second. Darksiders 3 came out. I was like, oh man, Darksiders 3. Thankfully, was I worried about it? Of course. Was it a disappointment? Of course. But I love the Darksiders franchise. So the thought is, we've had war, we've had death, and now we've had fury. So there's 3 out of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So we're still waiting on the last one, which is Strife. Now, Strife, in this universe, he's a guy who uses guns, likes to shoot people. So the question is, are they going to make a Darksiders as a third-person shooter? Very possibly. It'd be very frustrating for me, and maybe very boring. I hope it's cool, because Darksiders 3 seemed to have a lot of issues for a single-player linear experience like that. I can't believe they're already announcing a new one. It drives me nuts. I'm like, why are you doing that? So yeah, I'm not really excited about it. And this is coming from a guy who's got a Darksiders 2 like mouse pad that's like huge, sitting. You can't see it right now, but it's right here. I love Darksiders, and I'm not excited for this information. Like, it has to be something really good. Unless you're going to do the 4-person co-op thing that I've been dreaming of for a long time, forget about it. Yeah, I am not excited. Are either of you excited about some Darksiders? Are you guys a little?
Not at all.
Yeah, I know you're not.
I like Darksiders 1, and I didn't get a chance to play 2, but
you only played the first. Like, you got to the first. Yeah, like you got to the demo.
I mean, okay, here it's like this. Like, it's like a fan of like Guns N' Roses. Like, I respect them, but it's got a very big following, but like it's just not totally for me.
I like Guns N' Roses.
Like, I respect how Joe muted himself.
Yeah, he's like, he doesn't want to talk about it.
I respect it. It's just not for me.
That's okay. I know it's not for Joe.
Like crystal meth, like
Guns N' Roses.
What?
No, that's what he's saying. He respects Darksiders fans like he respects Guns N' Roses fans. Like, he understands there's a following. Darksiders doesn't. They're not even. I would say they barely even have a cult following. I like Darksiders a lot. But like I said,
they gotta have some kind of player base in order to keep making these games.
I don't know. I think it's just like they
who's
resell.
funding it? Freaking just like what are they from? Switzerland or?
Where's THQ Nordic based out of?
Didn't you say there was a town that was like super obsessed with these games and like they
or
like not a town but like a country? It was like super big.
That's a big jump.
I don't know. I would love it so much if there was just like, they're like, the only reason we're making this, there's a town of like 25,000 people. They love Darksiders, and they all buy like a couple of copies every time it comes out. And they just shut the schools down and the churches closed. And they're just
I could have sworn someone had told me, I thought it was you, that like this game was like super big in like Switzerland or something. Like,
it does well in Europe. I think it's kind of got that vibe to it. But Darksiders, I think it's because Darksiders 2, they did a port of it and it did better than the first one, I want to say.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it's not going to be the 4-player co-op thing, honestly, right now, I don't really want to play a game with Strife. Will I probably play it eventually? Yeah, but I'd wait till it's like $20. Like, if it's going to be a third-person shooter, like with Strife, I'm not like, I'm sorry. It just really frustrates me because Darksiders has such cool potential. It looks like a beautiful comic book come to life. These characters are interesting. The world is fascinating. And they just, I don't know how they botched it so badly with 3. They're like, let's just make it Dark Souls. Let's just do Dark Souls. It's like, come on, Dark Souls. Like, no, you're popular. Oh, God. Anyway. So yeah, they're gonna announce a new Darksiders game, and I'm pissed about it. I just don't. How do you do that on the heels of a bad game that just came out back in like November or whatever? And they're like, we're gonna announce a new one. It's like maybe you shouldn't, unless it's like a mobile game, which it very well could be at this point. Like,
oh my God!
They'd be like, hey, play as one of the 4 horsemen on your phone. I'd be like, oh, okay.
That'd be the biggest slap.
I will walk out of the room if that happens.
Diablo players were pretty pissed off, so.
And I heard that game was actually fun. I heard that game was cool. I want to see Diablo Immortal. I heard it was fun to play, but people didn't give it a chance because they're like, I'm not playing a freaking mobile Diablo game.
Not out yet, right?
They tried it. They tried it at BlizzCon. People were trying it at BlizzCon at least.
Okay.
Yeah. I want Diablo 4. There you go. I want Diablo 4. I want to blow stuff up, hack and slash. Let's go.
I want some twisted horn from a Diablo. Gosh, it's so hard to get.
Dude, you gotta hit those. You gotta hit those horns with a hammer. Man, which it's so sad. Like, almost no game is gonna get me more excited than freaking that Iceborne expansion. Like, just watching some of that footage and stuff and the new outfits and everything. Again, some of it's recycled for sure. Some of those creatures are kind of recycled. However, I just can't wait to get back into just the satisfying.
Different enough.
Yeah, and like think, Monster Hunter World's done so well. What is Monster Hunter World 2 going to be? Like refined controls. Like think of how many monsters are in that game. Like that game is going to be nuts. It's going to come in like 2 or 3 years.
4K, it's going to be ripped. Yeah.
Yep. And it's now, I believe, we talked about in the past, but it is now, I think, officially Capcom's best-selling game ever. Like it just sold that well. And it's like,
well deserved.
I was like, yeah, and it got like all of us too, who like didn't play Monster Hunter beforehand, and they've made like 10 of these, and now we're getting in, and we're like, this is amazing, and they're like, the diehard fans are like, I've been playing it for so long,
but never on this scale. It's never been this.
Oh, yeah, that and just like the trick for anybody who's going to try to make these continuous single player experiences. I'm talking to you, Marvel's Adventures. Make something that we fight that is kind of different every time. That was the allure kind of Evolve, is that every time you played, it was a little bit different. Because if you start to get too formulaic, check out. And that's the reason I'm going to spend 300 hours playing Monster Hunter, fighting the same stupid Valhazak again and again, because every fight is different. Sometimes we crush it. Sometimes we get crushed by it. Like
sometimes bring them to the brink of extinction, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
I need that outfit.
Drop the stalactites on them. You're going. You got that death breath in your face. Oh, God, what a freaking good game. I love it so much. Anyway, let's do one final prediction or hope from all of us. Joe, for you, just pipe dream. What game would you like to see? Just focus.
Oh, what game would I like to see?
Area 51-2.
Yeah, probably the only single player campaign game that I get into and really love. All right.
Is that your
sure.
pick? Okay. Fair enough. Levi, how about you, man? What's your pipe dream game?
Lilo and Stitch first person shooter.
What's like you play as Stitch?
Halo Infinite. I really want to see it.
That's your pipe dream game? It's coming.
Oh, pipe dream game? Oh, yeah. Legend of Dragons 2. Like.
Okay, thank you. Or like a Legend of Dragoon like remaster or something, a remake, full remake. Yeah, that'd be.
I mean, pipe dream game, Halo Infinite Battle Royale mode.
Release Legend of Dragons on the freaking Switch. I'm cool with that. Like, I don't know.
That would be so cool. That's not coming, is it?
No, I don't think so, but it should.
Yeah. I know Missile Mage is watching this. He's like, Final Fantasy VIII Remake. No, Joe, that one that you mentioned, I just see Phil Spencer going like, oh, we've got good news for you. Like they're for sure doing a Battle Royale for Halo. For me, just do Pokemon Snap 2. Like, is it that hard? It's an on-rail shooter. Like, come on, guys. And even then, it was different every time. No two runs were ever the same. Pokemon Snap, man. I yearn for the N64 was just such a great console, just the best time in my life, man. Just elementary school, just.
What about an actual the Game Boy Pokemon, but for Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, so we've talked about that. The closest they've gotten recently,
is the most recent one, right?
Was Pikachu and Eevee, but I still and the new one they're making, Sword and Shield, it's still kind of like that. I wanted what we've talked about in the past, where it's a third person perspective. You're down in it, and when you actually get into a fight, you actually turn into the Pokemon.
I feel like they have the technology that you can control the Pokemon and make the moves yourself, and it's more of like the cartoon, more fast paced. Like they're running around the battlefield and you're doing moves. That would be cool.
Yeah, I think you just have to slim down the number of fights, because those fights are so efficient in the games, where it's just I pick this move, they pick that move, we both do damage. I pick this move, they pick that move, I knock them out.
Yeah, it's like this card game.
Yeah, exactly. But if you did this, you'd be every fight you get in would be all right, I guess I'm dodging around with Marowak and I better land these hits,
I think that's cool, man.
I think it's cool too. It just think if you had to do that 350 battles and those 2 Pokemon per battle.
I'd say bring it on.
Okay, I respect that. I just think it'd be so. I think the challenge would be all of those different moves, and then being all right, I'm Charizard and I'm using Flamethrower on the ground as I dash to the side, versus I'm Charizard and I'm flying above and I'm using Flamethrower from the air downwards or something.
Yeah, I mean there would be certain limitations, but I feel like it would bring a game that is just kind of I'm wandering through the world. I'm going to this building to get this thing. Talk to that person. I'm going over here. Then you get into a battle and it's just I make a move, you make a move. It's a little stale-ish. It's cool and all, the whole concept, it worked. But now that the technology's there and the thing to power it, you got the foundation built. Add that in there and add that little bit of action, and I think it would become something more.
Yeah, I totally agree. The problem is we have to have a Pokemon game really tank to do that, and they have just such a winning formula. They're just we're just going to keep making more or less the same thing. And I know people who love Pokemon would be it's so different every time. But guys, the battles are pretty much still the same. It's not they change.
Like your Pokemon, you have to evolve.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, man, it would be such a dream. Look at Pokemon Stadium. Even that was, I mean, you couldn't move them around, but man, I want to play as a Pokemon in an arena and jumping around and attacking and stuff. I know somebody made a game like that, and then Nintendo, I think, shut it down. It was yeah. They're nope, you're not doing that.
Really?
Yeah.
But that's a shame. Did anyone ever see Detective Pikachu?
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you like it?
It wasn't terrible. Yeah, I mean it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Justice Smith was okay. Ryan Reynolds was actually pretty decent. Who's the dude? The Minister of Magic?
Bill Nye.
Yes, Bill Nye. I love him. He's in it. So yeah, it wasn't terrible. The Pokemon actually looked pretty cool, and the ones that looked weird, you kind of didn't have to really deal with a lot. Lickitung, there was a scene with Lickitung, and it was over pretty quick. So
I was picturing Bill Nye after doing because Joe and I know him more so not only from Pirates of the Caribbean as Davy Jones, but we know him as Victor, I believe, from everybody's favorite Underworld, and him just getting angry, going, oh, like that. He's you have to train your Pokemon.
So here's the thing, I like Justice Smith. I liked that they picked just. I don't know how to say this PC. Not a white kid. They didn't just do just a Nintendo Japanese just. It's always a white it's always a white kid.
Sure.
They picked a black actor. You know what I'm saying? Every time
Jimmy had a moment. You're it's always a white kid, and Jimmy's just
everything Japanese is always I mean, look at Kingdom Hearts. It's just all, you know what I mean?
Sure, that's true. Yeah.
So it was different. I'm trying to think of
he was the worst part of Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, though. So that's why I was so nervous to see him.
Yeah, I didn't like the movie, but this was a different. different movie for him. And they could have.
When Mr. Mime showed up, did he back against the wall and squelch like two CBs held together?
No, Mr. Mime's part was fine. It was like I said, it was over and done with, and I'm just glad it wasn't as jarring. Like the Pokemon battles were cool. There was not a lot of catching, because the city they're in is not about catching. It's they don't treat Pokemon that way. Rhyme City is like different. They live in harmony, and Pokemon trainer battles are actually taboo. And there's like an underground battle where they do fight, and it's cool. Like you see Magikarp flopping around, and he evolves into Gyarados, and it's cool.
Oh,
okay. I honestly think it would be cool just to see like the real IRL versions of Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean that was kind of it. Like you're like, oh, cool. Like I get to see. Then that's the best part is like, oh, it's like a big showcase for Pokemon story, and it's just like Detective Pikachu the game. You can play it. There isn't like a crazy amount of, I would say, fan service. Like there wasn't a crazy amount of just like random things from the TV showed in. Like like it wasn't like that gym leaders or anything. Nothing crazy. But it was decent. Yeah.
Pikachu drinks coffee?
Pikachu drinks a lot of coffee. That's also okay. Yeah, that's
sounds like we could be friends.
The story at the very end kind of develops into like this weird. It's a little weird how they try to wrap it up, and Mewtwo's involved, and it's just like what the fuck, and yeah.
Yep, I heard about it.
Yeah,
not a fan.
I'll give it a watch when it's available for stream.
We should.
I recommend it to fans, Jimmy. I recommend you see it. Don't go to the theater. You don't have to see it.
I'll stream it. I'll stream it with Joe and.
We
should all watch it together.
Let's do a commentary on it.
I would love to do it.
It's not with someone where you have to be like, oh, I gotta really pay attention.
That's true. Yeah, I'll just be like, what is that monstrosity? Yeah. And they'll be like, that's Ditto. And I'll be like,
oh my god, fucking Ditto was actually the worst.
Oh really? Oh good. Yes, I nailed it. I'm so good at this.
They fucked him up really bad, and it pisses me off. Anyway, we'll get there.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, they fucked him up, and it really pissed me off because Ditto's like, super cute in the anime. God, I have more to say on it. Bulbasaur looks really good. There's a lot of like Bulbasaurs, Squirtles, and Charmanders to go around in Rhyme City, so a lot of them pop up, which is really cool. A lot of the originals. They threw in some new ones, and I was really nervous about Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. I thought that was going to really just detract me, but he added like a humor to Pikachu that was funny.
I didn't think it'd be bad.
Apparently, originally Ryan Reynolds came in with some sort of like other voice. So I was gonna be like some sort of 1920s like detective or something completely different. And then the group or like Warner Brothers or whoever was behind it was like, yeah, actually, can we just do like a Ryan Reynolds? Just do your voice. Just do that. It'll be fine. And he was like, okay, I guess. Like, so hey, easy money, right? I don't blame him for that. Yeah. So Detective Pikachu 2, that's the game we're most excited to see here at E3 coming up. I'm just kidding. No. Did you guys have any other predictions you want to talk about before we jump into the next segment of the show where you can actually talk more about this? If you want to.
Well, all right. If we're going to talk more about this, let's just keep it going.
I'm just really hoping that there is nothing, and this isn't to shit on Fortnite. Fortnite is cool. It's its own thing. It doesn't need any more limelight. It doesn't need any more space. It doesn't need any more. Yeah. It doesn't need anything else. Like
I still don't get it.
Yeah, like I just don't want this to be about Fortnite. I don't want this to be about Apex Legends. I don't want it to be like the next battle royale. What's coming up? Like
it will be in the Microsoft press conference as part of a montage.
I'm cool with that, but I don't want a spotlight.
Nope, it's like League of Legends nowadays, where it's like, well, obviously League of Legends is a PC game, but some of these games just ascend to a level where it's just so like popular, it just kind of goes out of like we don't need to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, it just drives me nuts to see like someone with like a wiffle ball, like an inflatable hammer, and they're like going through and like smashing up a house. And it's just like it's such a conglomerate of like wacky things. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. So your hope is that you don't see any Fortnite, which I hear that.
You know what? I would love to see some Overwatch love.
Me too. I want to see something new from that camp.
I don't know if maybe they won't outside of BlizzCon, but like if it's Xbox, like I'd love to see some Overwatch love, or
that would be insane. I wish they would have like not announced a new character for like the last 6 or 8 months, and then people are like, "Do you think they're gonna do Overwatch 2?" Like like that would have been.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, like a
if Microsoft gets some sort of deal with them to get like a Hero First or something like that, which Blizzard wouldn't probably do, but if they could secure some sort of crazy deal like that, I think people would be like, oh my God, like even me, the cynical person who's played so many hours of Overwatch, if they announced Overwatch 2, my heart would beat a little bit faster. I'd be like, well, all right. I'd be like, let's freaking do it. It's like Reaper with 4 guns. You know what I mean? Like he's like, I'm gonna kill. I've got 4 arms now. Like that would be great. Yeah. Cool. Well, there you go. There are E3 predictions. Please leave yours.
We could go on and on.
Please leave them down below or just tweet us with the hashtag E3 predictions about what you want to see coming up here in the future. Now we get to move into that segment of the show that I like to call, Levi likes to call, Joe likes to call, we all like to call
Time Killers.
That's right. It's time for Time Killers.
Magic. Oh, wait, wrong.
It's perfect. The games we've been playing, the movies we've been viewing, the TV shows we've been watching. Levi, you talked a little bit about Detective Pikachu. Is there anything else you've been watching besides that?
I saw John Wick 3. I think we've already talked about that.
I think a little bit. Yeah, you basically just told us that he kills everybody, which is great. And that's why I want to see it.
Yep. I'm wrapping up Final Fantasy 9. I'm on disc 3.
Nice.
Which is really nice on the Switch that you don't have to change any discs.
That's very nice.
I love like classic Final Fantasy of like, RPG of like, what's the battle system called?
Like a turn-based strategy.
Yeah, I'm digging it. Just like, and it's fun to have it portable. So when people are annoying me, I can just fucking like take the Switch and just start playing some Final Fantasy. I hated that game when I was younger, and I hated the characters. I thought they were wacky. You know this. Like everybody always made fun of me because Zidane had a tail, and I didn't like it.
Yeah, I still don't like it, but that's just me.
But I think it's fun. Like the characters are funny, and they all have their own quirks. And I'm excited to move into 10 though. I'm sorry, not 10. I'm skipping 10. I'll be playing 12. So
cool, nice.
Yep.
Joe, how about you? Anything you've been killing time with besides?
I wasn't done. Damn it.
Oh.
Just kidding. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Thought he was dead serious. By all means, I'll skip my turn. Levi.
Yeah. Joe deferred back to Levi. No.
Yeah. I defer back to my colleague.
Yeah. Levi's like, here's the problem with freaking Vulpix and Detective Pikachu.
There wasn't Vulpix in Detective Pikachu. Damn it.
I have seen the movie, apparently.
With a special console on Capitol Hill. I defer the balance of my time to my colleague.
Exactly. He's filibustering, and we're letting him do it.
This time next week, I hope to be saying Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah,
I gotta get back in. I keep seeing the ads on like my Instagram and stuff. They're giving away coonskin caps for crying out loud. I want one.
They're getting you, Joe. They're like, come back and let's rob a train,
Jimmy, for free.
If you could never say coonskin caps ever again, I'd be okay with that.
He's like, he wants to be like Davy Crockett.
I'm just kidding.
I thought of
fucking like canoe now. Can you take out a canoe and like boats and shit?
I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could when it started.
Sure.
I never got that far, so
I bet Rockstar gets that a lot, where they have a bunch of things in their games. People are like, "Wait a sec, did you add that?" And they're like, "No, we had it there at launch." And people are like, "I didn't know you could do that." And there's like one person who's like, "I built all the canoes." Like they're like,
"No, I remember you could take a canoe, especially when you go to like the Louisiana Bayou areas."
Oh yeah. I was holding a bunch. I was thinking about that. I think the game the other day, Joe, because I was holding a bunch of like sticks of butter, but they were like in the shape of like gold bars. And I was holding like 6 of them, and I was thinking, man, if these were gold, how heavy they would be, and like how that's a currency in Red Dead. It's like, here's a gold bar for you, and it's like, yeah, thank you.
That'll get you 3 shotguns.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how that stupid game worked. It was like, oh yeah, but beforehand it would get you like a quarter of a shotgun.
Yeah.
It's like,
sir, that'll be 1.5 more gold bars.
Can I beat you to death with a gold bar and steal all the guns from this store? Like, I don't like.
What's stopping me?
Where's the realism, Rockstar?
Like, I want to kill everybody.
Yeah, Joe, you missed it. But a good buddy of ours, that Jimmy and I know, actually just applied for a position with Rockstar to work on their servers. So we might have an end soon.
Maybe. Yeah, it's like the end we have with Respawn.
I was like, you better. Well, no, this is different. Like, I I will chain him up and like make him. He's like, I might have to sign an NDA, and I'm like, oh, you'll be signing an NDA.
He's like, I'm pretty sure they're gonna make another Grand Theft Auto at some point. It's like, it's like,
blink twice for yes and blink.
it's like, oh, so you could literally make that game anything, and it would still sell like 30 million copies in its first week because people would be like, oh, sick, the online's back, like never went away. Yeah, sorry, Joe. What else you been killing time with, pal? Besides the hope of Red Dead.
The hope of Red Dead. Promise me we'll get to that, Jimmy. We got stuff.
I will try my best. I really will.
Yeah. Otherwise, what did I watch? Oh, I watched Daddy's Home 2 with Mark Wahlberg and
Yikes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that.
And why am I forgetting his name right now?
Will Ferrell,
Ferrell.
John Lithgow, and Mel Gibson. The only reason I feel like I need to watch the first one, but the fact that John Lithgow and Mel Gibson are in it make me want to watch that one because both of them are nuts, but in different ways.
It's not as cringy as it looks on paper. It's
not as what?
It's not as cringy as it looks from the trailers. Like, it's pretty comical. You know, it's no Adam Sandler shit show, but it's pretty.
No, cool. And it's not like Adam Sandler Happy Gilmore classic gold. It's somewhere in between the two, and but it was good. Like, if I would have watched it when it was intended to be watched, like Christmas time, I would have enjoyed it. You know, good slapstick and stuff like that. It's no Christmas Vacation, mind you, but it's kind of along those lines, and it does develop or kind of bases its feet back in the first movie when, you know, they clash personalities and the whole thing, and now they're co-dads, and then their dads are like iterations of them, and it's a whole like competition, and Mel Gibson's an asshole, and then Dusty's what's the word? His stepdaughter's or new wife's ex-husband is John Cena, and there's a whole moment with that, and it's hilarious. And it's all pretty decent. I found myself laughing out loud. I didn't think it was terrible in any way. I thought it was good fun, period. And I actually find myself, I kind of like oh my God, the names are just popping out of my head like nothing. What Dusty's character name?
Is his name Dusty, or is that from just National Lampoons?
No, that's Rusty.
Oh, close enough.
Dusty. What's his real? Mark Wahlberg. I actually like him as an actor.
Oh, really?
Like, he wears off on me. Like, even in Transformers, granted, nobody cares about the people. Get out. Like, why? Yeah. But like, he's good. There's something compelling about him, and I liked him in this. He does well in a movie of this style, playing, you know, counterpart to another character that's different like that. It really works well for him, and when he's in comedy too, it kind of, he's not necessarily the butt of the joke, but he does rise it to the top. Cream rises to the top.
He should stick to comedy. He's way better in his comedies. Like, all the serious roles I see him in, I just can't. I think I just found a transformer. Like, I'm just a classic Texan inventor.
Are you British?
Kind of. We don't know.
The other day.
You watched what?
I started watching Bumblebee the other day. I didn't finish it, but
how was the start of it? Was it good?
It's fine.
You didn't finish it, Jimmy. You did.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have time to finish it. Yeah, but it's fine.
It's all these movies you start. I feel like you watch like 10 minutes of it, and you're like, next one. And then you go to the next one.
If it doesn't really grab me, then I'm like, I'm gonna waste time on this.
Sure. I think Joe he's munching on something, so I think that signifies he's done with his time killers. Is that correct? Okay, I just don't want to cut you off. I finished the first Route A in Nier Automata. It was pretty good. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of a break before I go back and play more, because there's different like storylines to play through in that game. I know everyone's like, play the second one right away. I was like, we might switch it up just a little bit because I want something new. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I did last night pretty late, and I'm hoping to see it soon because I want to see John Wick 3. I watched the first John Wick. That movie is good. I really like that movie. And this is a movie that has a violent, it's brief, but like there is definitely animal violence in this film. Mm-hmm. And I still, for me, give it like an 8.5. And I'm really usually against that in movies, but how they do it in this one makes sense. and it has an emotional weight to it, and they keep bringing it up. It's not just like the impetus for him to get back into the business, but like he like even explains it later on. He's like, this was my chance. It was the last gift I got from my wife, and like you could have let me grieve alone, but you didn't. And unless you give me your son, you're gonna die along with him. And I just love Keanu Reeves. I don't always get the pure, like his pure hatred monologues and stuff aren't as good, but the rest of the time, he's just so likable. He's respectful to people who aren't his targets. He's like a nice guy. I like his look, and he looks so different from like, you know, being Neo, that he's this full other character. And people talk about him like he is a spirit, like he's above being a person. And his methodology is so like, it's either very, very tactical, or it's like, I'm just going to run into this group with a gun and try to like run them over with cars. And like, he's just like, I'm here to kill people. Like, I don't care how I kill people. I'm just here to kill people. And I absolutely adore that about him. But I think Keanu Reeves, not only does he carry that movie so well, but the cast surrounding that first movie is so good too. You got a little bit of Willem Dafoe. You got a little bit of Ian McShane. You got the guy from the Progressive Auto, like the Mayhem guy. Like, you know, like there's a bunch of like randos who are just showing up all the time. I really like it. And
but overall, the motive, like nothing. Yeah. People are so numb to human death that the initial humanity or investment or the cling on to your emotions is the death of a dog. Nothing resonates with people more than the death of a pup. And the fact that it was a gift from his dead wife, bro, everybody that saw that moment, they were all in from there and then on.
I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older, but I was like tearing up a little bit because his acting when he's reading this note from his dead wife and he's like getting actually emotional for the first time, it's so good. I think Keanu Reeves is a really good actor. I think there's some stuff that I'd change about that first movie, but the action, we're not even talking about the action yet, but like that is where it started, and just the dedication to just a continuous shot, the choreography, that it gets kind of down and dirty, but it doesn't shake all over the place. And the fact that they take time to reload the freaking guns. I can't express that enough. He will run out of bullets sometimes, and he's like, he has to, it's so great to watch him like do that. And like, he'll shoot a guy and he's going for the headshot, and he's like, oh crap. So he has to like unload, reload the gun, and the guy's like kind of reeling because he's got like a bullet or two in him, and then he shoots him. I love it. The aesthetic of it too. They do this really fun stuff with color I've talked about in the past, but there's this one moment in particular that I absolutely love because he's a very professional guy, but you could tell that he's got a past. There's this cool hotel. I love the world building. I love the guy who's in charge, not Ian McShane of the Continental, but that other actor who's like the hotel manager in a way, or the guy who checks you in or whatnot, the concierge. But I love this moment where he's very vengeful and he's going to kill this kid, and the kid is in this hot tub place, and he is a bead on this kid. He's got the gun, he's pointed at him, and he's like staring at him, but instead of shooting him, he's like got a guy pinned on the ground. He puts the gun down and shoots that dude in the head because like he wants to go and get like a personal kill, but he just can't seem to get it. So later on, when he finally, spoiler alert, gets to the kid, he doesn't even talk to him. Like he just goes up, he's just like boom, boom. Like he's just not even, he's done talking. Like he's like, I'm here to kill everybody. It's like, like stole his car, killed his dog. And John Leguizamo's in it for a brief bit as like the guy who owns the shop. And when the kid comes in with the car, he's like, where did you get that car? And the kid's like, hey man, you work for me. We need like new VIN numbers and new papers. He's like, get out of here. He like punches him.
So dumb. Like,
yeah, he's like,
and even the dad is like, oh my god.
I love, and the dad, instead of swearing, like he gets crazier and crazier as a villain as he goes on. He's always like, Baba Yaga. He's like all doing all this weird stuff. But in the very beginning, like he's on the phone with his kid, or John Leguizamo tells the main mob boss whose car it was and all that, and all he says is, oh, and then he just kind of like hangs up, and from there on he starts doing like way more drugs. He starts drinking, and he like tells his son at one point, he's like, you will do nothing because you can do nothing. And he like calls John at one point, and he's like, hey man, maybe it's just bad luck that our paths crossed again, but can we be civil about this? And John just like does not talk to him. He's like, yeah, he's like, he's just gonna kill everybody. I really like that movie, and I've heard that the second one, and if I remember correctly, isn't as strong plot wise, but I just love the world. I really think it's cool.
It opens up the world, but it's not as great as the first one.
Yeah,
I feel like the third one brings it kind of full circle.
And the way
I might need to watch it again.
Yeah, and the way they tell the story is a little bit out of order sometimes, but they do such a good job. Like at the beginning of the movie, they kind of show some of the end, and they do that once in a while. They'll show like, oh, the kid went to the chop shop, but then like John goes to the chop shop, and they show kind of what happened there, after that. So it makes sense though. It's just like a very stripped down, like straightforward movie that doesn't need to be more than it is, and it is very video game inspired. And I love watching John work, and I just love the whole idea of like an assassin hotel. Or like if you want to clean up a bunch of bodies, like you call someone, you're like, yes, a dinner reservation for 12. And that's the number of people you've killed. So like the guys come in and you give them like the gold coins to be like, all right, can you clean up this mess? Mm-hmm. I just really like it. And I like being in the middle of an established universe. Like people talk to him like, hey, John, it's been a while. Like, like he's been around, like he knows where the chop shop is. He knows where the hotel is. He knows the players. I love it. I really love it. I think it's at least an 8.5 for me. I was thinking about like watching it last night, and they keep playing "Killing Strangers" by Marilyn Manson, which is a freaking perfect song for that movie. Just like fits so well.
Okay, you guys listen to much Marilyn Manson?
Yes.
Yeah. I
good.
don't care what the churchgoers say. I think he's just freaking great.
Give "Reflecting God" a shot. It's a little crazy, but there's something about that song that just gets me every time.
He's got a lot of really great songs. He's got a lot of so-so songs too. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I just really like that movie. So I'm excited to watch the sequel, and I'm excited to see the third one. And it's fun to see the little nods to Matrix here and there. I think the Doctor in the first movie here is actually the key maker or whatever from the Matrix. So they have a moment there, and then obviously Morpheus, Lawrence Fishburne plays a bigger role. He plays a role in the second one here. Yeah, but I'm excited. I think they greenlit John Wick 4 because why wouldn't you? It's like the new version of Taken, but it's better. Like, it's a younger guy, a lower budget, thing that makes more money, and more people are going out to like see it in theaters now because so many people, I think us included, like we didn't see 1 and 2 in theaters, and then we're all trying to see 3 in theaters, like there's that. So yeah, John Wick, a thumbs up. Again, this is a movie where a dog is brutally murdered. And I'm still being like, yeah, kill them all, buddy. Like, shoot every last one of. Just man, the choreography, the way he shoots, like kind of ducking down and shooting a guy like who's on the other side of a wall. God, I just love it. I love it so much. Anyway, let's move into the final segment of the show. My personal favorite segment of the show: community feedback and questions.
That you like to call, that we like to call, that Levi likes to call.
I know, I almost said that.
Community feedback and questions. It did. It sounded like you were going into
I know, I'm sorry. Basically,
it was funny.
Well, thank you. This one comes in from Riley over on our Discord, which we have a podcast questions tab. It's just pretty basic. Do you guys have a favorite E3 memory? #CriticalPodcast.
Yes. I remember watching E3 and seeing the cinematic for Halo 3.
Oh, with the bubble shield?
Where he's no, not that one where he's walking through they show like that structure and like he's walking through the desert with like no, that's for 4.
Wait, maybe I'm thinking of 4.
No, I just remember like seeing like the Halo 3 stuff, and that was like one of my favorite hyping E3 moments.
I think mine was more recent. It was like the Devil May Cry 5 announcement because I was so conflicted because it looked kind of weird, but also I was really excited to see it. So I was like, so like it made me feel a lot. So that's why it's probably my favorite moment. They've had a lot of dumb moments that I love too. I love watching how cringy it gets. It's like, how many years can you do this and like still have these weird moments? I'm like, it's amazing. Joe, I know you don't really watch a lot of the press conferences, but was there any games that were announced that you can think of, or any moments in the past that we've talked about that? Like,
I remember when they dropped Evolve, and the presence of the Goliath statue was like the coolest feature ever.
It's still cool, I think.
And Evolve coming out, Evolve was great, and then all of a sudden it just went. No.
They built it up too much. Bad management. I dream of the thought of like if Monster Hunter and Evolve are at the same time, and like they're like, hey, guess what? Goliath is coming for like a special hunt, for the next couple of weeks or something. Like just something like that would have been just to see those monsters in Monster Hunter. Like Capcom, can you buy out like that IP and put freaking Behemoth in there? How cool would Behemoth be? Like they kind of have Urigan and stuff, but I just
Kraken.
Oh, dude, the crack. Well, we'd all be
my favorite monster in that game period.
We'd all have to be long range then. We'd all be using the bows and the bow guns. Just like, shoot it down. Yeah, no, but
that was such a cool monster. I still look at those designs and I was like, oh.
Well, now
Like, I would go back in just to play as the monster for a few minutes.
Oh yeah. Well, now with the grapple mechanic, I guess we could use our weapons like the melee ones. But
Oh,
yeah, I remember Evolve. Levi, I remember seeing that. I remember you handing me that magazine for Evolve for Game Informer, I think it was. And you're like, look at this. And I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool. It was like Goliath on the cover, just being like, like that. And I was like, whoa, what is this game? And it was like the next big thing. I think the problem is like the first thing we saw of it was like their DLC or their their page for how to like parcel out the game, or it was really weird and people had a really bad taste in their mouth of that. But yeah, poor management. I wish a group like Ubisoft would have been managing it, because they would have fixed it like Rainbow Six and been like, hey, here's how we're gonna make Evolve great. Like,
do you think anybody still plays that at all?
Are the servers even online?
Yeah, like, is there a small little group playing on that game? I'm just totally curious.
Let's look.
That was when you and I first started playing games online together.
Yeah.
And when I first got my Xbox One, we played Blackout 1 before that.
I remember that beta being one of my favorite gaming memories of all time. I remember playing that with everybody and thinking like it felt so cool because we had no idea what any of it was. And like playing against another person was so cool too. This is a while ago. This is a year ago, apparently. Evolve servers to shut down in September.
Saw that.
Yeah, so yeah.
Looking too good, gents.
Yeah, that's okay. Let it go. Let it die.
So I should just pitch that game. It's not worth anything.
I don't know. You could probably still pop into and play like your own private game. Maybe. Maybe. I just like to have it. I like to look at it. I see it right here. Also, their little marketing was Evolve, and there's the V, and the E was the big. So it was like that was the monster, and the other 4 letters before it were like the 4 hunters. I was like, that's such a smart little marketing thing.
There was good marketing for it. I thought it was sharp.
Problem is their marketing was also that stupid, like, here's our DLC package and how we can, like, oh, if you want to buy new hunters and new monsters.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm one of those gamers. I don't pay enough attention to that stuff, so I didn't know.
Sure. Yeah.
So.
Well, believe it or not, gents, that's going to do it for us this week. If anyone listening to this ever has a question or a topic or whatever else they want to send us as far as feedback goes here on the podcast, all you have to do is tweet at one of us with the hashtag Critical Podcast, or just tweet at us in general. You can tweet at our official account at GoCritical, or you can tweet at me personally. I'm at JimmyGood013. But if you'd like to tweet at Mr. Lever, you can tweet at
Lever_627. That's Lever just like Beaver, only with an L.
He loves Twitter. He's on it constantly.
I use it more.
Yeah, he has. You have. And Levi, if they want to tweet at you, where can they find you?
Don't tweet at me.
Okay, good.
I'm at Levi Fletcher.
And how do you spell that, Levi?
And Levi has disconnected from
yeah.
Levi like the jeans, Levi.
I think you're gonna get more tweets than anybody, because it's just like, don't tweet at me. And people are like, oh, you can tweet at him.
Set yourself up.
Yeah, and again, the specialized hashtag for this specific show, hashtag E3 predictions, and either leave a comment here or tweet at us and let us know like what thing you want to see or you think is going to happen. Because honestly, it's so much fun to dream. You just got to think about what could happen, because literally, I'm serious, anything at any time could happen. That's the magic of E3. If you want to support the channel, though, consider going to our Spreadshirt to get a shirt, just like this one. But you can't have this one because this one's mine, okay? And you probably wouldn't want that one. Get a shirt, get a hat, something like that. And if you do, send us a picture. We want to see your beautiful face wearing a shirt or a hat or something. Thanks for repping us. We also have a Patreon. If you could throw us $1 over there, that would be wonderful. Tell some friends. Or stop by our Twitch sometime and come hang out with us. That'd be great too. Thank you to Daleb. Thank you to Yorin for making all this stuff happen. We appreciate it. And I think that's pretty much everything. Guys, thank you for being on. What a wonderful little kind of E3 predictions special we did here this week. Thank you, boys, for being on. Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap up?
Evolve 2, I'm rooting for you.
I can't. That was like a legit laugh from me. Very good, Joe. If you can give me an audible laugh. Joe's just sitting there in the crowd with the hat and the hat and the shirt. It's like Evolve, and he's just like a little flag. It just says 2. And he's just like 2. He's like, it's gonna happen. He's like, it's a launch game for the next Xbox. Xbox 2, Evolve 2. It just makes sense. If they came out and did that, people would lose their minds. People would be like,
but the statue was cool.
The statue is sweet. I don't know where it is. They probably destroyed it.
I wonder if they're selling it on eBay somewhere.
God, it'd be so cool to have that. Like, where would you put that? Like, in your yard?
Probably my backyard. Freak people out. No, better yet, the front yard. Really freak people out.
Exactly. Just put like a tarp over it. and then just pull it
I'm
off.
weird. Like, I would love to have that queen alien that's on eBay. There's like a lifelike statue of that you can get. And I'm like,
oh, we've looked at it. It's expensive. I'd rather have like they're selling like the raptor cages and stuff like from Jurassic Park. But I was like, what would you do with just like an empty raptor cage? You're like, here it is.
Throw
like,
my kids in there when I'm pissed at them.
Get in there. You're gonna go with the raptors. Levi, do you have anything else you want to say before we sign off here?
No. Not much.
Okay, well, that's fine. Well, thank you, boys, for being on. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. I hope you had a good time. Please let us know what you like about the show, what we could change, or just sharing us around. Like I said before, that helps a bunch. But until next week, just remember to adapt and overcome. Bye-bye.